Welcome, everyone. I am your host, Sherelle Diamond Hogans, coming to you from the radical world. I am so excited to meet with you again today. Um, it's been a heavy, heavy week for a lot of people, personally and, collectively, as we have lost numerous of people that we have seen, on the big screen, and we have been, embraced into our lives as our, auntie, uncle, that's my auntie in my head, or that's my uncle in my head, that's my cousin in my head. And we have lost a lot of people to suicide, depression, suicide, and then some natural causes, unnatural but natural causes that we have um, dealt with. And I wanted to talk to you today about quality of life. Quality of life, and it is very relative, very relative and specific to your definition of it, which you have deemed to be valuable in your life, which you have deemed to be important in your life, is what we need to focus on. Quality of life is strictly determined by what you focus on. Your quality of life is strictly affected by what you choose to focus on. A lot of people, I was talking about mental wellness, right? Everyone has some cracks in their mental wellness. Every day we're not 100%. Every day we deal with thoughts, we deal with life obstacles that come with us, come to us or at us at different intensities. And we have to be specific and intentional about managing that moment, that intense moment, and not making it our whole life, not making it a collective view or evaluation of our life. Let's keep it focused on that moment, that intense moment, and manage that. And sometimes, as hard as we go, we have to fall back. I just had to do that. Usually I put my videos out on Monday. I woke up this morning, it's like it's Tuesday, but I rested yesterday. I have a lot going on, and dealing with a lot of loss recently, and relationships that are mourned, and people are still alive. That part, but I had to take a rest day yesterday. I'm a full-time mom, and I have a lot of other titles, and I chose to, put some things on pause yesterday and let things happen in God's perfect timing. I had to take care of me. I had to realize take inventory of my life and what was going on, what was causing me, to have these some thoughts or for some feelings, or how my energy was different. And I had to do an evaluation of that, and it was a learned process. It doesn't come overnight. So I know things I'm telling you are quick tips, but things don't happen overnight. You have to be very disciplined to be an active participant in your own life. You can have therapy, you can have a doctor, you can have, a higher entity that you choose to worship to. That's all available, but you have to be an active participant in your own life, in your own therapy, in your own well-being, in your own progression. You have to be an active participant in your own life. Those things are there to help us and to guide us and give us tools and resources and some support, but they can only support who shows up. They can only support you if you show up and be active in your life. If not, there are just items that you can do, check off lists. I'm not about check off lists. I'm about being productive, being moving forward. I'm about assisting others so that it's actually impactful for them and it's effective in their lives. And that's what I want you to do when we talk about quality of life. Determine what you value, determine what's important to you, and then you have to guard that. You have to guard the evaluation of what's going on in my life yesterday. And I took a step back. I have a lot of deadlines. I said, boo, deadlines are deadlines. I only get one me. You only get one you, and you have to make sure you take care of that person, that you are mindful of that person's emotions, that person's physical well being, that physical person's spiritual well being, that I'm not sure if I said emotional well being, but you have to be very mindful of you. Be very mindful of you. And, I want you to realize that you are valuable. And people may not say it every day. Most likely people are taking advantage of you or trying to take advantage of you. They don't value you the way you should be valued. And I get it. It's life. And unfortunately, people will be people. And what you have to do, as people are consistent being people, you need to be consistent being you. Be consistent taking care of you. Be consistently mindful of you and your well-being, your emotional well-being, your spiritual well-being, your physical well-being. Because if nobody else looks out for you, you have to look out for yourself. I'm sitting here in the arena today because this is the arena of your life. You have to visualize that you are in the fight of your life. From the time you're born to the time you transition, you are in the fight of your life, and you have to show up. Some rounds are going to be TKOs, some rounds are going to be sweatless victories, but some rounds, sweetie, sir, you're going to have to put some work in. You're going to have to exercise that skill that you've been, you see my boxing skills. You're going to have to exercise that skill that you've been using in the gym as practice. You exercise that muscle of faith and discipline and consistency. You're going to have to exercise that muscle of boundaries, of knowing where to place people and things in your life. You're going to have to exercise that muscle some rounds. And some rounds you're going to be tired and you're going to be, just drained. And then the bell rings and you get a short reprieve in the corner. You got to know who's your sparring partner, who's in your corner, who's there to replenish you. And if not, what do you have there to replenish you? Not every time you'll have somebody, and it's unfortunate. Or it can be fortunate, because having just anybody could be the wrong body. I always say, you don't need everybody. You just need somebody. And sometimes that somebody, boo, is you. We have to stop living in a world of a fantasy. It's all a mirage of, I got a good circle. I got people if I'm a good person, I'm going to have good people in my circle. Sometimes that happens and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you're in isolation where it's just you and whoever you pray to, whatever God you pray to. That's mostly my life. Is I have people who come and go, but my two non-negotiables, my two permanent people in my equation of success is me and God. God is a permanent fixture. I have to make sure he's a permanent fixture, because I don't always and have not always chose him. I have to make sure he's a permanent fixture, and I have to make sure I'm a permanent fixture. Like, it's discipline, it's consistency. It's always choose you, always choose the God that you choose to pray to. I'm a Jesus freak. I'm a Jesus friend. That's who I pray to. I talk to everybody. I encourage everybody, because we all go through the same stuff. We all go through the same things. No matter who you pray to, we all go through the same things. But our quality of life is determined by what we choose to focus on. What our quality of life. When I talk about that, I'm talking about your happiness, your joy. I'm talking about your peace. What is important to you? What brings those things to you? What keeps those things to you? I always say, I don't have to find my peace. My job is to maintain my peace, because peace was given to me. My job is to maintain my peace, meaning I have to sift things that come to me. I have to sift them my through my level of thinking. I have to sift them through in this foundation that I've established of what I desire in my life. And if they don't fit, I can't force them to fit. If they don't meet the criteria of the boundaries of my life, of respect, one of my big things is respect. We can disagree, but respect is non-negotiable. You would not treat me any type of way. You would not say anything you want to me. You would not say it how you want it, or I meant how I meant. No, we're not doing that. Respect is a big one for me. A big one for consistency, honesty, and I'm all about not people just not taking up space in my life. Like, you have to bring substance or be an active participant in my life, not just take up space or not deplete me. There's certain things in my life that I have to when things come my way, or people come my way, relationships come my way, even job opportunities, employment come my way, boo boo, people will know. Ask about me, honey. I will walk away. I will walk away. if it is not conducive to my life, if it is depleting me, or I will walk away. I've lost so much in my life. I lost so much of me in my life through my evolution of my growing pains. And now that I'm on the track of healing and, just having a quality of life that I deserve, or just defining that or redefining that, this evolution has me walking away from so many things peacefully. Now I'm mourning in my heart because the investment I have in those relationships, whether it's a job, whether it's people, whether it's a business contract, I don't care who it is, family, I mourn them in my heart, but I've learned to walk away so that the pain and grief is not ongoing. I'm not continually being hurt in those relationships. I can mourn what I stopped or what I concluded. This chapter is over. I can mourn, but sometimes we mourn the possibility of those relationships, the false expectations we've had in those relationships, and it depletes our quality of life, our joy, our happiness, because we live in a facade. This made up mindset that we've created, that people don't fulfill their part in. And we find ourselves getting depressed, upset, sad for a long period of time. And then we find ourselves in quicksand that we cannot get out of. And sooner than later, our quality of life is so diminished that we can barely get up out of bed. We barely, can function. We're physically there, but we're really not there. Depression, the energy it takes to fight for your mental space. Nobody knows what it takes to be you. Nobody gets what it takes, the mental energy it takes to be you. Nobody gets that. And you have to protect that. You have to guard that. You have to make sure that you have, your head or your mind or your spirit is always on a swivel. You're making sure that you are guarding your heart, your mind, so that you are not allowing things to take root and to fester and spread like, like weeds in your mind and in your heart, because it will quickly diminish your quality of life. One day you'll be up and the next day you'll be down. It don't even take a whole day. It can be a matter of minutes. It can be a matter of a couple of hours. It can happen quickly. And then as fast as you sink down, you don't need that climb is so much longer. It's so much harder because life still comes at you. But now you're dealing with the elements of the earth and elements of what you've just been through, and now the elements of what you're currently going through. And somebody wants something from you, and you're still required to be here and be there and be this and be that, and it becomes overwhelming. And people, if you don't know what to say to people, the best thing you can do is not say anything. Have some resources of professionals that know what to say, because the wrong person in your corner, in your ear, that has access to your mind and to your heart, can lead you on the wrong road. The wrong person in your corner, the wrong voice in your ear, the wrong voice in your own head. What you tell yourself, how you talk to yourself, how how you evaluate or see yourself, how you describe yourself, how you categorize yourself, it does something to you. It frames the life that you have. And that can become a prison if you're not careful. You can diminish your own quality of life by your own voice. It's not always an outside intrusion. It's not also always an outside opponent. It can be an inside job, because you've adapted. You've adapted to their view of life, their perspective of life. You've adopted their voice and their perspectives, and now you created that thing. That thing is your own. Now it's your own voice tearing you down. It's your own voice beating you up. It's your own voice throwing dirt and burying you alive. Your quality of life is determined by you. You have the power of choice. No matter how hard it is, no matter how unreasonable it may be, how people may tell you you're being selfish. No, I'm being selfless. I need to take care of myself. I need to be self-managed. Because ain't nobody else going to do it for you. Everybody wants you when you're good. Everybody wants you when you're giving. Everybody wants you when you're happy and jolly and you know you're the life of the party. But they will quickly not answer that phone or quickly be with somebody else when you are down in the dumps and can't help you get out of your situation. When you're not giving to other things, people become very selfish. They become very they become they need what they need when they need it, and when you don't give it to them when they need it, they move on until you get yourself together so they can monopolize on your togetherness. I ain't talking in code. I'm just trying to be nice here. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to stick to the point. I want you to evaluate what your quality of life is. I want you to even just mull over that word. What is my quality of life? What do I determine my non-negotiables to be? I like to laugh. I like to smile. I like to be happy. I love to impact people. I want to travel the world. I love to love. Those are my qualities. And if I'm not in situations like that at 46, I'm 46 now. I had to think. At 46, I'm walking away. You will hear my stilettos. Catwalk, runway walk away. I've lost too much of me. And I know the battle it took to even get fractions of me back. How much are you willing to lose of you? How much more are you willing to give away of you? Because now it's not being taken. Now that you've been equipped with the education and the tools that you need to thrive, now it's no longer being taken from you. You're giving access to you, giving fragments of you away to conditions and environments and situationships that don't value you. They don't value even the fragment of you. Even a fragment of me is valuable, honey. A fragment of me. I heard this phrase one time that even a crumb has the same ingredients as a loaf of bread. A fragment of me still possesses the contents of me that make me unique and distinctive and radical. The fragments of me. I can't afford to lose a crumb, a fragment of me anymore. My quality of life is my responsibility. My quality of life is determined by the choices I make and the choices I don't make. When I choose to stand down and not say anything, when I choose to stay in relationships or situationships that don't bring out the best in me, that deplete me, that allow me to tap into a portion of me that I didn't even know was there, I gotta walk away. Because the quality of life that I have for myself, the quality and substance that I possess is non-negotiable. It will not be lost. It will not be wasted. It will not be discarded. I got too much in me and you got too much in you. We are in the fight of our life every day. We have to show up every day for ourselves. And as much as we want to try to help everybody else and do this balancing act of, oh, let me help you, let me help you, let me help you. And this is what you look like. Off balance, off kilter, about to fall because your foundation, your feet aren't firmly planted to be able to be a firm foundation for yourself, a pillar for yourself to be able to help other people. A pillar is strong, a pillar is straight, a pillar is deeply rooted because of the weight it has to carry. Be that pillar in your own life. Value you and your quality of life. Be consistent, have boundaries, be disciplined, evaluate your environment and your relationships that you are in. Are people just taking up space? Are you just taking up space? Let's talk about that. Are you just taking up space? I want you to be mindful of you. We only get one you. And if nobody else tells you today, this week, this year, your lifetime, you matter. You matter to me. What's on the inside of you, you as a person, you matter. And I need you to take care of you. I'm greatly appreciative of your life. I hope that you take inventory of you and start valuing. Know that you are more than enough. You always have been. You always will be. but you put that value on you. You determine how you will walk in that value. Your value is already determined. It's for you to notice it. Everybody else won't, but you can't mishandle you. I've been your host, Sherelle Diamond Hogans. If you are in need of assistance, please reach out. There is a national hotline. You can call 988. You can text 988. But please be mindful of you and know that you matter.